Okay. That it?
Coach, I know that start
Shucks.
concerns so far this season. On the first drive, you go 10 plays, 78 yards, and Skyler is 4 for 4 passing. It's 3 different receivers, and then Barnes kicks the ball to the end zone. How pleasing was that opening drive for you? How did that maybe set the tone for you guys offensively in this game?
Well, it's always important to start ball games well, in any phase of the game, offense or defense. And when you think about it, the first touchdown we scored in the first quarter, or in the first half for that matter, for the season. So that was significant. It was important, and it's something that you have to be able to do. I mean, it's not just a one-time thing, and it's not, we don't need to, do flips because we scored on the first drive. That's the intent. That's what we need to do, and that's what we should be able to do. And fortunately, we did. I think we've, again, to add on to that, I thought we played reasonably well in the first half and probably reasonably well and halfway through the third quarter, and then wheels fell off.
How would you assess the defense through this non-conference?
Improving, needing to get better, and like every aspect, areas we need to get better, areas where we've made improvement. It wasn't the same team as we played last week, but we still made some improvement on the defensive side of the ball as well.
What do you feel like it needs to improve the most right now?
Well, I think we have to tackle better, number one. That's pretty simple to say, easy thing, but easy thing to say, sometimes hard thing to do, but we're not tackling like we're capable of. We got soft up there several times where they pushed a pile. You get a bunch of guys in a pile, and you got the ball carrier stops, and they keep, their offensive linemen did a nice job of, like I said, pushing the pile and get an extra 8-9 yards, which you can't afford to give up. We allowed him to get on the edge a few times, so we lost some containment. Then we let him, bring it out scrambling a couple of times, which that's always a nemesis. I can't get it, nemesis. But nevertheless, we've got to do a better job of defending the quarterback on draw plays and scrambles.
Coach, you guys were right around 70% throwing the football, over 20 yards completion. Just initial thoughts about, of course, seeing tape of that group and how they played today?
Well, I think, Skyler did a nice job. Alex, only had the one throw, but, it was an extremely well-thrown ball. 2 of Skyler's touchdown passes were excellent throws. That's kind of that thread and the needle type thing. So, I was pleased. But once again, as I've said so many times, it's, it starts with protection, and our protection was ample. It was good enough to, for our quarterback to have a little time to get the ball off on some deep throws. I appreciate that. I thought they were a lot firmer up front against the rush. I thought receivers did a nice job of getting themselves open and catching the ball on deep throws. Those are not as easy to catch, when you got a guy hanging on your shoulder pads as it may seem sometime.
Did Skyler seem a lot more kind of relaxed and, I guess, fit into the offense today to you? Just how good was he in your eyes today?
Well, he played well. I don't think that his demeanor or his approach was any different. I think it's just, he played a little better, than he has. Made good decisions for the most part on what he did. That's why you practice. Try to get better. I think he did.
How would you assess the offensive efficiency today, scoring on 6 of your 7 net possessions of the game?
Well, obviously we missed on one, and that's not a good thing. So. But not to be, totally negative, I think that's better than what we have done, far better. So that's an area that we've made improvement upon. So I feel better about that. Yeah.
Coach, how encouraging was it to see what Zuber did today?
Well, yeah, I mean, he played well, but you expect that out of him. I expect that out of him all the time. He's a very fine player, has the capacity and the capabilities of being a very fine player. It's about doing it consistently. It's and he was more consistent today. He made one glaring mistake in my eyes anyway. I haven't seen the tape obviously, but outside of that, I thought he played quite well.
communication today, and I guess your reasoning or explanation why you made that switch?
Well, the communication was a lot better, and I think we spent some time on addressing that. It was just trying to get our coaches in a position where they can feel comfortable what they're doing, and obviously be extremely efficient about it. I think still have some some things to get acclimated to, but by and large it was just something that thought would help us.
Coach, how long are you expecting to be without Kendall Goolsby in the secondary?
Not sure yet. I mean, it'll be a period of time yet. He's not going to get back right away.
How did you think Eli Walker and Kendall Adams handled being put in a position where they were playing together today?
Well, I think they did all right. I think Elijah has really come around a great deal. I mean, he has truly been invested in learning everything. Eli's a very physical. He's a quick player, and he's physical, and he'll run up and hit you. He's a big time hitter, I think. But you got to learn. I mean, you're playing back there where you make one step is wrong, and then you get yourself in trouble, and it costs you some major yardage and completions. And he has really gone to school, and it's been important to him, and has made a very legitimate effort to have a great understanding of what we do. And consequently, that's improved his game. Obviously, he and Kendall, yes, they work well together. Kendall works well with whoever you put back there. He's just a good leader back there. He got himself in trouble on one snap today that didn't have anything to do with his leadership or them working together. It was just him getting matched up, which was more our fault than it was his. But we got him mismatched and cost us a play. But both of them played well.
You came into today's game without having a rushing touchdown. Get one first drive of the game. Skylar gets one as well. Do you feel much better about the running game after today, or is it still maybe a big concern against the squad?
Well, it's somewhere in the middle. I think it's still a work in progress. We still have improvement to make in all phases of the game, but certainly as it relates to the running game. And there's a variety of different reasons. I have to see the videotape to sort out some of it. A few things I'm aware of right now, some things I'm not. But it was better than last week. I'll say that. So.
Coach, you talk about a dog and stones, touchdown catch. I think that's the only ball that was thrown to him, but he made the most of his opportunity.
Well, he's a very fine receiver, and it's like I was saying a moment ago. That's one of those things. He makes an excellent catch with people all over him. It was an excellent throw. It makes really a contested catch. You got people with hands in their face and his face, and sun shining in his eyes, and balls up in the air for a long time. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but. But he's that kind of player. I mean, that it doesn't surprise me that he made the play.
Coach, today you got a chance to get some of the twos in the game late. Was there anybody who caught your eye?
Well, nobody caught my eye. I think that's one of the things that as I shared with our players afterwards. Young guys that are twos or threes, whatever the case may be. I mean, they come to practice. They work hard. They work for the opportunity to get on the field. But when they get on the field, they've got to take advantage of it. And we had way too many mistakes in the second half. That's what slowed the ball game down and put our defense in the hole. With our offense, and consequently gave up a score that probably you wouldn't give up if you were playing reasonably well on offense. So it's just they got to play well too. I don't expect them to play any differently than whoever you had in front of them. That's it's just nature of the game. Got to be the best you can be.
Not mistaken, I think Lance Robinson was the first true freshman to play this year. What had he done coming into this game to earn that opportunity?
Well, it's just numbers right now for us. We're thinned out, considerably, and so consequently, that's got to find somebody. It's me or him. My days are gone. I wasn't very good anyway, so.
West Virginia had this week off. They had the game canceled. I don't know what you think about that. If you were in their shoes, would you view that as a positive, a negative, or something?
I don't think they'll view it one way or the other. I think they'll just move on and try to get ready for us. And how much extra time they had, I don't know. I don't know exactly when the game was called, but I don't think they approached it with any. I'm sure they're not jumping up and down with glee. I'm sure they wanted to play. I'm sure their players wanted to play, for sure. So, and how it affects them, who knows.
Coach, obviously a lot of good coming out of this game, but you did have 4 times where the ball was on the ground and they recovered 2 fumbles, got a quick score there at the end. How disappointing is that here in game 3, even though you did pick up a nice win today?
Well, dramatically disappointing. It truly is, because that, we went in game 4 where we had whatever it was, 4 turnovers, went to game 2 and reduced that to 1. So we were making headway, and then to turn around and mishandle the ball on 2 occasions was, disappointing.
Coach, K-Von McGee made an impact the first game, but I noticed he wasn't on the field today. Would you expect him back?
I would, but I can't tell you when, only because I don't know yet. So it kind of depends on his recovery rate.
And with Blake and Brian Norwood, what have maybe been the differences in this defense? What have been the biggest differences in this defense as compared to a year ago so far?
Well, we just haven't gotten where we need to be yet. I mean, there isn't any difference in what we're doing or how we're doing it. I think last week we got out of sorts. That wasn't the coaches. That was just players. I mean, it was we just didn't execute. An easy answer, of course, but I said that I think after that ball game, I mean, we just made a mistake every snap. We're making a mistake and going the wrong way, or getting lined up wrong, or executing poorly, not utilizing the fundamentals that we've addressed. But they, all the coaches really put a great emphasis on making sure that what we were doing right, and they did a better job of that today, much better. So I think coaches did a nice job getting them ready for this game.
I know you wouldn't have given Blake Lynch a starting job if you didn't have a lot of confidence in him, but has he even impressed you to be through 3 games, just missed the 1 kick last week, the 52-yarder at the end of the first half?
Yeah, well, I've been very positive about Blake. I've greatly appreciated. I just like him as a young man. He's a real neat young guy. But he's a guy that really works at it. He really stays focused on it. And I said this last week. I know I'm being redundant, but I think he's a wonderful example for young people in our program of how an individual can improve his play week in and week out, day in and day out. And as I said before, I remember when he couldn't hit it from here to the wall, and all of a sudden, he's a pretty accurate field goal kicker from a pretty decent range. So he did that. Sean obviously works with him and helped make him a better player, but it was his approach to it that allowed him to receive the coaching to become the kind of kicker that he is. So I'm very proud of him.
What have you thought about his tackling?
Pardon?
What have you thought about his tackling?
His tackling?
Yeah.
That's 2 weeks in a row, and I may call him off. I'm not sure. Yeah, but that just shows you what at least he made the effort. I know a lot of guys that are 5 foot 2 inches tall that wouldn't go out and try to throw themselves around and make a tackle.
Coach, after the start for Alex Barnes this season,
I can't hear you.
Coach, after the start for Alex Barnes this season, how important do you think it was for him to find the end zone today?
Who'd he say?
Alex Barnes.
Alex Barnes? Well, it's not what's important for Alex; it's what's important for his team, and I think it was good. But the best thing that Alex did today was on the touchdown run that Skylar Thompson had. Alex made a fake that drew 4 or 5 defensive players to him. I may be exaggerating, but it drew a large number of them. And I'm always a big proponent of that, and I've got all of the people that get the football in their hands one way or the other together, and we talk exclusively about doing a better job of carrying out fakes. That's a discipline thing, and we're not very good at it, or haven't been very good at it. And I said, you carry out a fake and make somebody tackle you, and I will buy you a steak dinner. And as soon as Alex came off the field, he worked his way over to find me with a smile on his face, and I said, I owe you. And but it was significant. I mean, Skyler may not score, probably doesn't score if it isn't for the fake that Alex carried out. Yeah, that's just the nature of football. It's the way it's supposed to be.